I want to cover today is the depth of Dhamma. And the depth of Dhamma is what? What do you think is the depth of Dhamma? The crux. Yes.
Perception.
No. Just one miss. One other choice. One other thing. What's before feeling? Yeah. What's before perception is feeling. So the crux of Buddha Dhamma is feeling. If somebody were to ask, what is Buddha Dhamma? Or what is Dhamma? It's feeling. As far as you and I go. Now you might ask a question, I don't agree with it. Right? How many of you feel that feeling is not what Buddha talks about? What's dukkha? What's the definition of dukkha? We already covered this long time ago. It's feeling. Otherwise,
recently you sent you were discussing about a sutta in that you said feeling is all dukkha.
yes.
What was that sutta? I forgot the name.
Chitayatana Sutta.
Chitayatana. Yeah.
Don't forget. So whether you take Mahachattarika Sutta, or you take Dhitayatana Sutta, or you take Dhammachakka Pavatana Sutta, the problem of rebirth is because of feeling. That's all. There's nothing else other than that. You feel, and hence you appear. If you don't feel, you don't appear. So, what's vimukti? No feeling, no perception. Isn't it or not? Is it so difficult to understand? If you feel, you perceive. Yam vedeti tam sanjanati. If you don't have both, you really. So, Madhupindika Sutta also explains the same thing. Isn't it or not? So, today we'll take up that, how to experience it. Okay, how to experience this feeling. So then the question comes, how many feelings are there? Those who attended the Hindi session, they don't have to buy. Yesterday we have already done that. Others can. How many feelings are there?
108.
Yes.
Prasanna. Yeah.
108 feelings. Okay, so let's take what is a feeling. You have two feelings, one on the body, one on the mind, Kaika and Chetasika. That's two feelings, two exclusive feelings. Those of us who have gone to the Goenka retreat will have it tough to understand this, because in the Goenka technique, everything comes on Kaya. It's not true. Anything that is on Chitta never comes on Kaya. Anything that is on Kaya never comes on Chitta. That's not possible. It's untenable. Example. People go on marathon. Okay? Body pains, aches. But they can disregard that and keep on enjoying their jogging. Right? They can do 10,000 K, whatever K run. And when myself and Amar and Ashwin and Ravindra were there in Ladakh, people were attempting, I think today is 14th, Sunday. They're going to have Ladakh marathon. So people are running from Leh, which is at 11,135 feet, to Khardungla Pass, which is 17,982 feet. They're jogging. lack of oxygen doesn't make them feel anything to stop. They're walking, they're jogging, they're doing every kind of thing. We saw them. We were in the car. They're walking and jogging in that cold weather. So if you go by Goenka technique, then what should happen? This body pain should appear in the mind. And there's another problem. It doesn't agree with Manu Pupangama Dhamma. Yes, Bobby.
Vilashi, as per my experience in attending Goenkaji's courses, it is he said that as a meditation object. He didn't say that is the only feeling, And this Panopambaga Dhamma also, now just what you said, he explained in these courses. So he said that is a meditation, but that you take it as a meditation object, but he didn't emphasize on other feelings. And as far as
I know that, but as far as the assistant teacher goes, they say everything comes from the body.
That is not Goenkaji. Yeah, there is maybe assistant teachers are just sitting there and
I don't care. I don't care. They are also teachers, right? So if I go and ask them, they're going to say everything comes from the body. Even though Uba Khin says there are 6 of them, and then we are taking body because that is more agreeable. But I'm taking today. I'm not talking about anything later. So there are 2 specific feelings. What we need to understand is the body feeling is one thing and the mental feeling is another thing, are neither the same nor the different. They are separate. So there are 2 Vedana, bodily and what Buddha says is extraordinary. The next one is that you have 3 feelings. Third one is a neutral feeling. Now, what's a neutral feeling? Have you ever experienced neutral feeling? How it will be, Bobby?
Neutral feeling is sometimes it is related to equanimity and also ignorance. So
That's correct. From a definition standpoint, it is correct. But what do you mean by neutral? When I say neutral, what does it mean?
neutral feeling is see, it is it is neither pleasant or unpleasant. It is
right. But how can you identify the neutral feeling? Can you identify
because
neutral feeling?
you are not too excited about it, or you don't have aversion towards it.
I know that is the definition, correct. But
that is what I feel. I feel like this particular feeling when it arises in my body, I don't have craving that it remain, and I don't have a kind of aversion that let it go. I have a very kind of a neutral stand.
Okay, no problem. So the easy way to answer this question is if somebody asks me what's a neutral feeling, it's like a dress on a body. You don't have any idea you have a dress. You don't know that you are undressed. Right? So this perfect neutral feeling is this shirt.
Yeah, it depends on the dress also, Vilash.
If it becomes too heavy, yes. If it is, then you will have a dukkha vedana. So then it's not neutral. But assuming I have forgotten all about the dress I'm wearing, another neutral feeling. You are in the office and you forget all about the office because you are working. I'm at my desk now and I forget all about this. So it's a neutral feeling.
Is it, Vilashi, like something which you get used to and you are
exactly.
Yeah.
If something bites on the body, then you have a dukkha vedana, or somebody gives you a press like this, you get dukkha vedana. I'll say, so nice. Why don't you do it still more? That's dukkha vedana. Or it starts to pain and you start doing like this. Dukkha vedana. But you're not doing anything on the body. It's adukkha sukha vedana. And most of the time we forget there's a body also. That's again adukkha sukha vedana. So this how you can contemplate third vedana, which adukha asukha Vedana. Now, what Buddha says then is even more profound. He says there are not 3 Vedanas, there are 5 Vedanas now. Have you ever heard that?
I remember reading a sutta there. One guy was criticizing Buddha, and somebody was arguing with somebody who was disturbed, and he said there are 2 Vedanas, 3 Vedanas, and then
No, that is Panchaganga Sutta. I'm not talking about that. So there is a sutta. You can make a note. It will be more interesting for you and you. It is SN 48.38.
Which one, Balaji?
SN 48.38.
Yes, 48.
Most interesting. Where Buddha explains what are these 5 feelings. So there is Dukkha Indriya, Domanas Indriya, Sukha Indriya, Domanas Indriya, and Upek. 5. Okay. And in that sutta, 48.38, in the end, he explains, when I say Sukha, it means both bodily and mental. When I say Dukkha, it is both bodily and mental. When I say Upekha, it means both the neutral feeling, that is adukha asukha vedana, and upekha. This is this is how 3 becomes 5 and 5 becomes. Any questions before I go depth into it? Any questions? No questions? You understood? 3 becomes 5 and 5 becomes 3. Very important. So should I continue?
Yes, Balaji.
Okay. Yes, Harry, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm reading this 48.38. I think it says this Sukha Indriya.
Yes.
He said it's Kaika only, right? He said it's
Yes.
Kaika.
No, that is 5. Then how we make it 3? Read, man. Just don't jump.
Yeah, in the end, he says this Sukha and the Somanasa are seen as Sukha.
That's exactly what I said.
Yes.
That's how it becomes 3, 5. And 3 becomes 5. Split it, or 5 becomes 3 if you combine it. Any questions? Now we go to the next section. Go to Reyes. I think you better talk. I can't understand what you're typing there.
You said there's a change from 3 to 5 and 5 becomes 3.
Mhm.
So why does the change happen, or like what's the significance of that change?
Significance of the change is that you have 3 feeling. 1 second. Yes, Shreyas, go ahead.
You were telling something, sir.
Yeah, I know that, but what's your question again?
So my question is, why does the change happen? Like, why does the 3 become 5 and 5 become 3? Like, or is that the natural way of things happening?
There are only two. There's not even three or five or whatever it is. If you can understand Dhamma, it is only two. But when you try looking at two, it becomes three. When you try looking at three, it becomes five. When you try looking at five, it becomes six. When you try looking at six, it becomes 18. If you try looking at 18, it becomes 36. If you try looking at 36, it becomes 108. That's how you need to learn. It's only two.
So is it increasing because of our own perceptions?
Yes.
Okay. So
Not our own perception. It is because that is how the Vedana is. That's how the feeling is. Not about perception. Perception comes later. Once whatever you feel, you perceive. Yam vedeti tam sanjanati. The first thing you should ask me how it becomes three. If I were you, I would have asked that how it becomes three from two.
yeah, I mean, that was going to be my next question. So like, what is the trigger for this change? Like, so basically it's just
There's
two,
no
but what
change.
is it?
There's no change. You are now becoming aware of the number of Vedana you have. There's nothing to change. It's not changing. It's not at all changing.
Then how is it becoming three?
Because there is neutral. So Buddha found that out of the Kama Sukhalukana yoga is one Vedana and Atta Kila Matana yoga is another Vedana. There is another one which is missed out, is neutral. That's where Nibbana is. And hence became three. Otherwise, you will experience only two.
Okay.
And now, how do you define Kaika Vedana? Body pain. Yeah, body pleasure. But it's only Kaika Vedana. Chetasika Vedana. Only mental. No, Abhi, I just now replied to Shreyas. It's not your perception at all. The wrong answer. Without feeling, there can't be any perception. Then you have to go and talk to the Buddha. Why did he then say like that? Maybe you are better than Buddha. It's a long time ago, right? Maybe he's forgotten how to explain. If I were you, Abhi, and for Shreyas, I would have gone to the Buddha and asked, one time you say two, one time you say three. That's exactly the sutta. I'm going mad at your explanation. You say two and three and five and eight and whatnot. I don't understand. And that's exactly what that sutta, Udayi, is saying. That other sutta, what Bobby was mentioning, that Udayi is fighting and saying that Buddha has taught us two Vedanas. There is no three Vedana. And that other person says there are three Vedana. Buddha has never spoken about two Vedanas. And our friend Buddha will say, Ananda, you know what? Their confusion is acceptable because I have spoken two Vedana and three Vedana and five Vedana and six Vedana and then 18 Vedana, 36 Vedana and 108 Vedanas. So your confusion is acceptable even by the Buddha. He and Shreyas, you've been granted. So you don't have to go to the Buddha. He has said, yes, I agree. There is confusion. So
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, shall we move ahead with this then? Yes, it's confusing. Okay, now what do? You have to watch it. It's observation, right? So that's one thing we observe, not scan, the not body scanning, observation. TMI, the mind illuminated, little bit speaks about that, but not in greater detail. I only felt that Chuladasa would have done even more better if he had explained this, how to see it. Anyway, but whatever he has put is good enough for a practitioner to get to a good level of stage 5 or 6 or 7, and then he himself can find out. But otherwise, here is a deal. Number one, first look at Sukha. Body Sukha is exactly like somebody giving you a hot water massage. If it is cold weather, you take hot water. If it is hot, take a cold shower. That's Sukha. That's it on the body. It makes you feel light. So the only explanation, even in the lot of suttas, Buddha talk about lilies and getting into the water and drenched in completely and all of that. That's exactly how it would be. When you have sukha in the body, you feel it. If it is a hot weather, perfectly hot weather, humid, you just can't tolerate that stinking, itchy sensation of the body. Then you take a shower and you feel, wow, that is sukha. But this sukha is not so manasa, it is bodily sukha. Because there is bodily sukha doesn't mean there is mental sukha. Let's say I am disturbed with some office work. I am feeling okay with the body, but not with the mind, because in my mind I can have do manasa. The body might have sukha. In the same way, I have fever, the body, or some ache, but yet my mind can be sukha or somanasa. So the best answer for a dukkha vedana is any injury, any pain, any discomfort. The Buddha says asata. He explains in that sutta what is kai, what is sukha vedana, what is dukkha vedana. It's only kaika, not chetasika at all. Don't get confused. So when he uses the word sukha vedana, it's always bodily. When he says so manasa, it is mental. Be aware of it. So when I'm saying sukha, it's body. So when I come to the third jhana, it is body. Please understand. Body. The body is light. Yes, yes. There you go.
So when he used this word piti, is it kaika or chit?
Which one?
Piti.
Piti. Joy. It is body. Yeah, speak, you.
Yeah, I thought you meant Somanasa, but you said Dominus.
Which
Replace
Somanasa? Which
Somanasa.
Domanasa? Where? Please read. 48.4. Open it up.
You mean 48.40, right?
Don't worry, I'll open it here. Better. So, he says here, when a mendicant is meditating diligent, idapana bhikkave bhikkhuno appamatta satapino pahita viharati upajjati do manasindriyam. They understand. So, how do they remove it? With bhikkhu vitakka vicharam upasamajjattam sampasadanam chetaso ekodi bhavam avitakkam avicharam samadhijam pitisukham dutiyam jhanam upasampajjasa viharati. Where it is so manasa, my dear friend? Thank you. Okay.
We'll see the Sugha in the third jhana. I think you explained before as a mental thing.
Yes.
So now
Yes.
you are saying it is a physical thing.
Yes. And not I'm saying, Buddha is also saying that.
Yeah, but so he also says in different ways. I don't know. So is it mental or physical? Or is it both? It's
Physical.
physical. Physical. In the third jhana.
But reflected on mind.
So more emphasis on mind in the third jhana.
And Upekha, for jhana, he's talking about somanasa.
Yeah.
And Upekha, he talks about sanya vededa nirodha. Strange, right?
Yeah. It looks like even that also is in the bodily because it is part of Rupa jhana, right? The body.
Yes. That's the reason today I took this. So I can see.
And also, Vilashi, this the Vedana, which is you're saying about body and mind mostly, but what are the Vedanas pertaining to other sense organs like eyes, ears, nose?
Same thing. There's nothing.
Yeah, but is it what is the word? Is it Domanasa or Sukha? Somanasa.
Good question. First of all, good question. I wanted to ask this. You did that for me. Excellent. Okay. I wanted to ask, what about the others? Here is the deal. Kaika is body. Chetasika includes the other senses. How many minds are there, Bobby?
There are, again, as far as Buddha always says it is 6, but somewhere they say 7 also. You know? Yeah.
No, that is from Mahayana perspective. If you go to Vijnanavada, there are 8, not 7. 8. And that's 8 because it makes sense in that way. So if you go to Yogachara of Vasubandhu, then what he says makes sense. It's Vijnanavada. As far as...
What are the 8, Vilashi?
Makes no sense. Leave it.
Leave it. Okay.
Because then it becomes completely... As it is, we are not able to understand. And now if you add some other tradition, it becomes...
No, I was saying the eye consciousness, ear consciousness, nose consciousness.
6 of them plus 2.
Yeah. Plus mind and...
No. Plus 2. The other 2 I will tell you later. But 6 plus 2. Okay. There he calls it the binding consciousness. It binds things together. That becomes the 7th and the experiencer becomes the 8. So totaling to 8 consciousness. Anyway, coming back to this. So, Kaika and Chetasika. When we say Chitta to Vijnana, they represent the same thing in different dimensions. Now, I might argue and say that wherein Buddha has said this? So
I think
for
you told that in many times, like from Hidayam or
no. There's another
You're
sutta.
not there.
Asutava Sutta. Okay. In that sutta, Buddha explains people get confused on this mind. Itipi mano, itipi chitta, itipi mano, itipi vinyana. All these three are same. They don't have to get confused.
Sorry, what's the
Itipi
name of that sutta? Sorry.
Asutava Sutta.
Yeah, go ahead.
Maybe I'll try to open that up and show to you.
No, I got it.
You got it?
Yeah, unlearned? Is it unlearned?
Unlearned, yes.
Yeah.
Samyutta Nikaya 12.61. Okay, but for those people, unfortunate souls who have not opened up this sutta and they're confused about this whole thing, let me open this up for them. He says here, but what is called as mind, I mean, forget the English, they put it in a very bad way. Yanchako etam bhikkave uchyate chittam itipi mano itipi vinyanam itipi tam rattiya cha divasa ja anya deva upajjati anyam nirujjati. Okay, what it means is that if you keep something in your mind using the five senses, in the day it is one thing, in the night is another thing. Do you understand what is he trying to say?
Because it is changed.
No, Bobby.
No. Can you say that question again, please?
He's saying in day it is one thing, in night is another thing. What does that mean?
The mind.
That's what he's saying. Itipi chitta, itipi mano, itipi vinyana. What is said is one thing by the morning and one thing by the night. What does that mean? Yes, sir.
I guess when you're in a deep sleep, the mano has closed. So
Correct. I think you have, after I explaining it thousands of times, you picked it up. Appreciate it. You're my favorite student. Award will go to you. See, for all of us, relationships ends the moment you go to sleep. It ends. Whenever you go to sleep, it's not now, only in the night. If you go to sleep now, you're taken to the dream world instantaneously. You will lose your wife, husband, house, money, company, blah, blah, blah. And then the problem starts. What? You've gone out of existence. If you are existing, no sleep will come. So what do? Next day morning, you say, I could not sleep well. First of all, there is no I to sleep. If you could have slept, you would have learned how to take care of this mind. It has its own way. So you'll not sleep. If you don't sleep, only you can say when you morning happens, I couldn't sleep, couldn't get sleep. If you get sleep, then you are gone. Only one thing can exist. Either you exist or sleep will not be there. If you are asleep, you are not there. Isn't it or not? And hence you and I are called as asutava. We don't know. Right? I've been telling this for long. Buddha also says the same thing. Asutava. Unlearned. If you have relationship right now from the morning till the night, let's assume that you'll sleep only in the night. That vijnana is unreliable because you lose consciousness the moment you sleep.
Vilashi, like now, Aryu told among this chitta, or mano, and this one,
Itipi mano, itipi chitta, itipi mano, itipi vijnana.
vijnana. So in chitta, so he told mano will close or something, right? So
Call by whatever name, all the three are
okay,
close.
so he was just okay. I think you told that many times. You lose all your relationships, you lose your friendship when you're sleeping, and you also try to compare this with very close to nibbana. In nibbana also this is something like that happens.
Yes.
So you told that many times.
Yes. So do you really experience like that? If you experience like that from asutava, you become sutava, which means learned. Wait for a second, Aryu. In that case, Bobby, you will not take anything seriously.
Yeah, I reflected on this very much, but then again this self-view comes after we wake up.
Exactly. It comes. I agree.
It's actually funny, but again it comes.
Yes, it comes.
I keep reflecting on all these things, but it's very powerful.
Yeah, Aryu, go ahead.
Yeah, I guess I'm asking, when the mano closes, there's this pure witness that's still there. And you can say that's the chitta or no?
Something beyond chitta is also there, which Buddha doesn't even use it. And hence he's saying the body, at least you can see it is decaying, it is dying and all of that. What about this mano? Chitta, itipi mano, itipi chitta, itipi mano, itipi vijnana. Why is he saying that? Because in some traditions it's called chitta. Like yogaha chitta vritti nirodha. In some traditions it's called mano. Mano pubbangamaadham. In some traditions it's called vijnana. Vijnanam, anidasanam, anantam, sabbatopa. So for that reason, he uses all the three.
But Vilas, you told from chitta to
That's also there.
So many things.
Yeah, that's also there. But currently, let us restrict to whatever asatava sutta is. Three of them. Itipi chitta, itipi mano, itipi vijnana. Three of them. So you have to let go of the three. If you want nibbana, meaning you are not there for nibbana. So now taking that, you have to come back to this Vedana. The Vedana is happening where? In Vijnana. Not as a separate thing. If you think Vedana is one thing and Vijnana is another thing, you are an asutava, unlearned. If you think Vedana and Sanya is one thing and Vijnana is another thing, again you are Sutta. If you think Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara is one thing and Vijnana is another thing, again you are Sutta. Unlearned. However, if you know that Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara equals Vijnana, you are having wisdom. You might say, who says so? Go to Mahavedala Sutta. And there's a question. Can this be separated out? And he says, can Vedana, Sanya can be separated out? And that's the reason Sariputta says, Vijnana has to be understood, Sanya has to be developed. Yeah. Until then, it's a rough ride. And who says so Vedana and Vijnana are the same? Nitayatana Sutta, not me. I didn't see it like that. Please open that up and see. He says when Vijnana comes with 5 elements, what happens? Okkanti. Okkantiya sati namarupa. Namarupa pachaya salayatana. Salayatana pachaya phasso. Phassa pachaya vedana. That is when the dukkha starts. If you don't believe me, open that up. Read. Okay. And you should know everything that is happening is in Vijnana only. So Vedana is in Vijnana. Sankhara is in Vijnana. Because intention is happening where? Outside Vijnana. You are intending through Vijnana. And what is Vijnana? Vijanati, one that knows. And what does it know? Sukham tipi vijanati. Dukkham tipi vijanati. Adukha asukam tipi vijanati. And another question. But Vedana and Vijnana, please read Dhatu Vibhanga Sutta where he explains about Vijnana. Says, what does Vijnana do? It Vedayati. It creates feelings. Okay? I have given you so many Sutta references now. In case if you have still doubt, Vedana and Vijnana are different. They are not. If Vedana, Vijnana are not different, is Sanya and Vedana are different, Sanya and Vijnana are different? No. Then Sankhara will be different? No. In fact, there's another sutta where Buddha says, even Rupa is part of Vijnana. Have you seen that sutta? No. Right? Good. There is a sutta where Buddha says, as long as Vijnana were to hold on to the Rupa, it keeps on making it grow. It holds on to the Vedana, it makes it grow. It holds on to the Sanya, it makes it grow. It holds on to the Sankhara, makes it grow. It holds on to itself and makes it grow. As long as the Vijnana is not held on to the Rupa, the growth and maturity of the Rupa cannot be found. No Vedana can be experienced. Okay? There is a sutta in Samyukta Nikaya. Now this time I'm not going to give you the sutta. I want you to struggle and find it for yourself. some effort from your side. But there is. If you don't get it, I'll give it to you. I've also given you where it is, Sayukta Nikaya. In 22 point, only it is there. Okay. So first be aware that Vedana is part of Vijnana. Clear? So hence you can have now 5 Vedanas. Upaya Sutta. Perfect. Good, good, my dear friend. Upaya Sutta. Okay, so should we end for today? Otherwise, it becomes too much on day 1 of Vedana. So, what you need to understand is 3 becomes 5 and 5 becomes 3. And then how do you get out of this Vedana is, if there is Dukkha Indriya, you go to first jhana. Then if you have Domanas Indriya, go to second jhana. Sukha Indriya, go to the third jhana. Somanas Indriya, go to fourth jhana. And Upekha, go to the Sanya. Now I'll give you clear illustrations. Yes, Harry.
So just now, I think I remember you said the third jhana is sukha, it's the bodily. But in the sutta you shared, it says sukha indriya nirujati in the third jhana.
In which one?
In the 48.40.
What happens?
It says in the third jhana.
Nirujati means it goes away. So the somanas, the bodily sukha indriya is merged with the third jhana.
Okay, I thought it ceases, right? I thought it says the bodily.
Nirujha means it goes away, right? The bodily sukha is, you can use transcended in the third jhana. Just like the dukkha indriya is transcended in the first jhana. The domanas indriya is transcended in second jhana. In the same way, the sukha indriya is transcended in the third jhana, and the somanas indriya is transcended in the fourth jhana. If you are happy with that word transcended, I have no problem.
Very nice formula.
Yes.
To understand the 4 jhanas.
Yes. So those people who think jhanas are unimportant, they should go and wash their head once. Because without jhana, you can't understand the feeling. So somebody wants to know Buddha Dhamma, he should understand feeling. To understand feelings, he has to get into jhana. And hence the proof. Okay? All good? So 3 becomes 5, 5 becomes 3. And then this is how you transcend or you move. And in the same sutta, Aryu, the 48.4, what other changes do you find?
Sorry, which one?
No, don't worry. In that same 48.4, there is something you should see. That is, 4 noble truths are there in this. He says, Uppannam ko me idam dukkindriyam tanchakos sa nimittam, sa nidanam, sa sankharam, sa pachayam. You look at the English, it is totally screwed up. Sa nimittam is with symbol. Sa nidanam is with origin. Sa sankharam is with choices or volitions. Sa pachayam means dependence. He says, Tancha animittam anidanam asasankharam apachayam dukkindriyam upasajjati netam thanam vijjati. It means that there is no way that a pain in the body can arise without nimitta symbol wherever it is appeared. Like I have a knee pain. That knee is a symbol. Anidanam, without an origin. Asankharam, without preparation or choices or volitions. Apachayam, without dependencies. So what I do, let's say I'm sitting like this, cross-legged, and the pain arises in the body, in my knee. What I should do? Remove it. How? He says here, so dukkhindriya pajanati, he understands this indriya has come. Dukkhindriya samudayancha pajanati, he knows that because I'm sitting like this, the pain has come. Dukkhindriya nirodhancha pajanati, when I stretch my leg, yathacha uppannam dukkhindriyam aparisesam nirujjati tancha pajanati. That means now I know, because I've stretched my leg straight, this pain has gone. And hence I am in first jhana. Yes, sir, you.
So maybe you have covered, so maybe a stupid question, but this kayaka vedana, it's happening in vijnana also. Even though it's bodily, but it's in vijnana, is that right?
1 minute. I'm chatting with someone. Just a second. Yes, go ahead.
So this kayaka vedana, this bodily pain, does it happen in vijnana also?
No.
Oh, no.
No.
Okay.
It's a pure bodily pain. On that pain, you can add another pain, which is what he says, 2 arrows. Now you can add another mental arrow saying that, oh, why this pain has arisen? I don't think so. I don't.
But you were saying this knee pain, it's based on nimitta.
Yes,
But the
nimitta. That's the nimitta means the knee is the nimitta or not?
So that has, the nimitta is arisen in the vijnana.
You just now sent me Upaya Sutta. Can there be an experience of the body without vijnana, my dear friend?
Now that's why I'm asking, is this knee pain?
In that case, there's no chetasika vedana at all, right?
But the knee pain that you referred to has 2 feelings, the bodily and the mental.
No, because you are naming that place as knee just for identification. That's the nimitta.
But this bodily feeling when it arises, it's without a name, right?
Fine, then you have to, don't name it. What I can do about it?
Okay. But it's
Wait. Now, what is a chetasika vedana?
a mental pain.
Yeah, no, it's not mental pain. It's not even pleasure or a pain. It's just a vedana. Just chetasika dukkha vedana means do manasa is mental pain, so manasa is physical or mental pleasure. Right?
Yeah.
So first and foremost, are you clear of what is sukha, dukkha, so manasa, do manasa? Are you clear? I don't think so. You are clear.
What? I thought I understand the division between physical and.
You have not understood. Because if you have understood, you will not have this question at all.
No, my question arisen because this
Nimitta.
It says dukkha require nimitta. Because when you say
it does. It does. It's saying here, without a nimitta, nothing will work. Are you? Nothing. Even if you don't define
bodily, even this bodily pain.
Yes. What do you mean? What do you mean? You take a child. You take a small infant. It knows what? It has phassa. it has Vedana, it has Sanya, it has Chetana, it has Manasika. Nama and Rupa are going to be there. Whether you call it as Ni or by whatever Chinese name or whichever name, it doesn't matter. You will identify it. That identification is Nimitta. It need not be a language, but you are going to identify where it is. Or don't you identify at all?
That's why I thought it already gone into the realm of mind rather than just bodily.
Then you have misunderstood Vedana itself. That means we have to go back to the basics. Then I have to go back to only two Vedanas, Kaika and Chetasika, and leave it. That's why the reason Udayi was fighting with that other is only taught two Vedanas. Yes, Bobby.
So, Vilasi, when you're saying this, and because you are identifying that with particular area, we are feeling this. And when that identification is not there, there is no pain, like, nothing is there. So, is that state is there, like, see, when we meditate or, when we get pain, naturally, like my mind, it knows that it is feeling this pain in this particular area. So, you mean, you're saying that is the nimitta, and like,
No, there are two nimittas. One nimitta is bodily nimitta, one is a mental nimitta. Both have the nimitta. So, the same thing he uses for even somanasa. Not only for this, he also uses for domanasa. The next section, he talks about the same nimitta. It's mental.
So when it can be cut for this enlightened beings, all these nimittas can be cut all the time, or because
if you are an anagami, you will cut out the nimitta, because without that you can't get into sanya with the nirodha anyway.
No, it can be cut all the time.
Yes, why not?
So then why Buddha was getting this back pain and all?
He will get body pain, but he will get into the first jhana. That's it.
He has the capability of cutting, doesn't mean it's all.
Even I have, even Shanian will have, or whoever is done till there will have. What do you mean?
So why he can't cut it and nirodha and just stay there?
No, he can't. See, Kaika is Kaika. That Vedana is going to come. As long as you are there, as long as this body exists, the Vedana is going to be there. Have you not read that in Putta Mamsa Sutta? It's going to be there. As long as Vijnana exists, long the Vedana is going to be there. And hence Buddha says it is the dukkha. That's real dukkha. You can't get rid of feeling. If this body pain doesn't come, hunger is there. That's still a Vedana. Isn't it a Vedana? It is a Vedana. If you take care of hunger, thirst will come. That's a Vedana. You eliminate hunger and thirst for time being, heat will come. That's a Vedana. You escape heat, you get cold. Again, that is a Vedana. Take care of it. Then, wait. Then phlegm disorder. And then vata, gas disorders, bile disorder. Those are not karmic either. They just manifest because of the temperature. Today morning, our friend Amar was feeling uneasy. He couldn't sit for meditation. He was feeling feverish. What will he do? Poor guy. That Vedana came as feverish. Now you ask our friend Ari will say, is that Chetasika? What that poor guy has to say, I am feeling uneasy. That's all he can say. Uneasy, no, that is really Chetasika, mental. Poor guy, then I will not have to give him the medicine which I gave him. I'll say, take the mental medicine. You just imagine there's no fever. He really felt in the morning. Now today he's sitting here. He's okay. Now that we gave him the medicine and he's taken it, and he was dehydrated, so we gave him the anti-dehydrant, and then now he is doing perfect. It's Kaika or Chetasika? It is Kaika. It's not Chetasika. Yes.
Yeah, I think you make a critical distinction between kaika nimitta and the mental nimitta, which I wasn't aware before. I thought when you say nimitta, it's only on the mind.
No, both will have. Like fever is kaika or chetasika. It is kaika. Just for saying, you just say it is fever. If somebody asks what it is, you say, I'm having stomach ache. That's a nimitta. Because this is called stomach. It's nothing to do with chetasika. I'll say, my head is splitting. I'll say, excuse me, splitting, show me the splitting one. How did it split? In perpendicular or in horizontal position or in vertical position or in 90-degree position or 180-degree position? Means that guy will say, boss, it is too much for me now. As it is, I have a headache. So when we say splitting headache, it's a Vedana of the Kaya. He's explaining, not the Chitta. Yes.
And I guess when you say someone has guarded their senses and that they're always in animitta, and they've, let's say, stopped the paticca samuppada, that's the mental one is stopped, but the nimitta for the body still exists.
Yes. Absolutely. If you didn't know this, then I'm very surprised. But anyway, thanks for
my mind. Signs are a mental thing. It's mentally created. It's a symbol. I thought perception is nimitta.
nimitta means symbol. You'll do two symbols. One, mental symbol, just to identify something. Bangalore is a mental symbol. You will never find Bangalore in your life. Ariu is a mental symbol. You will never find Ariu in your life. You just go and search and search and search and search till you are tired, and then you sit down and you will never find Ariu. Body is called Ariu. There is no thing called Ariu. That's Chetasika. Like San Francisco. Will you ever find San Francisco? No way. No way. I landed in Brisbane. What do you mean Brisbane? Some idiot kept that name Brisbane and we all landed there. Now tomorrow somebody can remove that Brisbane and put something else, and then you start landing there. My father forgot Brisbane, the city name now. So then you land up in my father forgot Brisbane or Bobby Bain. Okay, fine, whatever. So you can playing out with names. How did it happen? In Karnataka, in the recent past, few years ago, they named Bangalore as Bengaluru. Did anything happen to anyone? No, they were just going around in the places. Only the signboards got changed to Bengaluru. Then they renamed Mysore as Mysuru. Okay, everybody said, okay, Mysuru. Okay, Mysuru. Then there was a place called Gulbarga. That was an Islam name. So they changed it to Kalburgi, which is the original name. Kalburgi. Did anything happen to the people there? Nothing happened. It's called Kalburgi. Then there was a place called Belgaum. They made it Belagavi. Okay, makes sense. Because the original name was Belagavi. So they named it. This is not physical. If somebody were to argue with me, it is physical, show me Belagavi. You have to exactly show me where it is. Can't. You will go on in circles. You'll never find. Like if I come to San Francisco, there's downtown. Show me downtown. Oh, what is downtown? The locality. But where is San Francisco downtown? Villas, this is downtown. Show me San Francisco downtown. I don't understand what you're saying. Boss, show me a physical entity called as downtown. That we don't have. Whereas this body is there, the pain is physical. It's really out there. And hence you create a nimitta for that. Got it? No, you will never find Aryu. Like you'll never find Vilas, you will never find Aryu. I can bet on that. Tomorrow, Vilas is named as Bhante so and so. My passport will have Bhante so and so instead of Vilas. And I'll be so happy I'm now called as Bhante so and so instead of Vilas. Isn't it or not? But physical? Can I transfer it to someone saying that, you know what? Wow! This one I will transfer to Bobby. It can't. Just like a pregnant woman cannot transfer her pain to somebody else, she has to bear the consequence of being pregnant. She can't even transfer to her husband. Forget about anybody else because it's physical. Yes? Do you agree? Is pregnancy mental thing? There you go ahead, yeah.
So I guess for Amar to get rid of his fever, he just needs to get into first jhana, then the dukkha is transcended.
No, you first take tablet and sit in the first jhana. So don't just sit in the first jhana. He's saying first remove it. He would have done that if he had gone to Goenka technique. He is having fever, so he will sit as though there's no fever. And the fever, and then he keeps on saying, Anicca, 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 Anicca. Nothing is going to happen, it is going to increase. The fever is going to increase more. Anicca, Anicca, I have a fever, Anicca. That's all is going to happen. Nothing is going to happen. So he has to take a tablet and then sit in first. And hence Buddha says 4 things. One is nimitta. Sa nimitta. Okay? Nimitta has to be there. Then sanidana is the origin. Right? You need to have that. Sasankhara. Sapachaya. In these 4, you first identify the cause. What do you cause? First, there is fever. Dukkham pajanati. Dukkha samudayam pajanati. Our friend Amar flew from Dallas into Delhi. Couldn't sleep much. 2 days of Delhi, he went around. Then he came to Leh, which is at 11,135 feet. Then we went and around and around. Came back to Bangalore. Bangalore, the day we came, it's been raining. All to welcome Amar. And his window was open. Feeling cold. He had taken a bed sheet which is very light, not thick one. And it was there inside, but he did not pick it up for whatever reason. Then he slept without blanket, proper warm thing. What happened? In the morning, he felt feverish. Okay. Is it kaika? Yes. 100%. So, dukkindriyancha pajanati. Dukkindriya samudayancha pajanati. Now the samudaya, how it arose. Right? Then dukkindriya nirodhancha pajanati. Now you see he's sitting here, otherwise he would have slept in that room. So he would have slept in the room. Now that fever is gone, nirodhancha pajanati. Yes.
Yeah, I guess it reminds me of a sutta where I think a monk committed suicide, and before that, I think it's Sariputta. He was saying, "Is it is it blameworthy or not blameworthy?" And it turned out when he's free from defilement, it's not blameworthy. But that person, if he chooses, he can get into jhana and be free from it. But he just so decided it's no point, so he decided to end his life anyway.
Don't mix up things. Harry, one of the worst thing you could do is to mix up things and get even more confused than what possibly you were. That situation is totally different. That understanding is totally here. He's explaining a physical pain can be transcended into jhana. Right? Now, can he attain first jhana with fever? Can he? Could he? This morning, he tried his best to meditate on the breath. He couldn't do it. Exactly. You need to take care of physical fast.
But Anagami would have been able to.
Forget Anagami or this Gami and that Gami. Forget all of that. First, let's understand basics. I don't want this stupid explanation of who is Anagami and Arhat and all that. We are none. Leave it. Okay? First, let's understand properly. He cannot sit in meditation or watching the breath without taking care of physical. Thus says, first take care of physical. Now they are happy sitting here. After this call, he will start meditating because he doesn't have fever. Got it? My son also saw and he didn't have fever. Like I remember Shreyas, he would have continued the 10-day retreat if that assistant teacher would have explained him in a better way that, my dear friend, no problem, you take care of your health. You don't have to come to the meditation, this Dhamma hall, you take rest. You're feeling bloated or you're feeling pain, you take this medicine and then you sleep. Dhamma can wait for you, but you get free from physical ailment. Our friend Reyes would have really completed. Because of lethargy and carelessness from the assistant teacher, who misunderstood the whole Dhamma, he spoiled a person, abused a person, made him cry, as though he has done some mischief or he has raped some 100 women in that place, and he was thrown out. And the assistant teacher doesn't even know anything.
I didn't realize Shreyas was thrown out.
What Shreyas was? Thrown out. Yeah,
Yeah,
he
was wow. Okay.
thrown out in the sense that he told me, the assistant teacher told me, your student doesn't seem to be interested. He's coming up with some excuses, lame excuses, all that. That poor guy was not doing that. He was really in pain. His heart pain was there. So he went, and maybe Shreyas can explain himself rather than I explaining. It's as good as thrown out, right? You don't even respect that person.
Yeah, I basically had gastric issues at that point, Chirag. So I had been to the assistant teachers, like assistants, at that in the night, and I requested them for, like for medicines and stuff. So I actually did not realize that there wouldn't be food at night, and like I hadn't really practiced without, uh, uh, you know, without having dinner at night. So when I went to the retreat, it was difficult for me to stay. So with that, basically my gastric started acting up, and that's where I had to kind of basically leave. After the 3 days, I think.
Yeah, the third day.
Third day, yeah.
The second day, he went to and met the volunteer, and then he took him to assistant teacher. Very bad part of assistant. When I met him on the 9th day or 8th day, when he called me for appreciating me for my meditation, I asked him what happened to my student. Yeah. He said, no, you know what, he was not interested. He was coming up with some excuses and all. Bullshit story. So I wanted to tell him, first be a human being. And keep all of this to yourself. Be a human being. First be human. And here is the sutta where Buddha says, first remove body. And hence, every time Buddha got a backache, went and rested. He didn't do a stupid adhitthana, let me sit for another 2 hours.
But he did that while he was going to get enlightenment.
No, that's a misnomer. You please look at MN 85. Look at MN 85, the Bodhi Rajakumara Sutta. His way of defining is, I will not get up, is more of a mental phenomena than a physical phenomenon. In fact, Rukkamula Gatova or Aranya Gatova, Rukkamula Gatova, Punyagara Gatova means both of them. First, seclude yourself and also seclude from the mind. How do you come to know? It is the Chula Shunyata Sutta. You have to empty the mind, content. So Buddha Dharma is more about emptying the mind of content. Yes, yes.
So Vilashi, that statement, what Buddha made is maybe, I don't know whether it's a different topic or something. Then if it is been said in many places that his sinus or blood, everything dried up and everything.
Yes, he said that. I don't deny. He's making that thing because he has seen both sides. He has seen the calm and he has seen Attakila. And when he had the food from Sujata, he then felt mind path. Now, if we compare ourselves to Buddha, it means to say that we already reached Arhat state and then we want to move beyond an Arhat, which makes sense. We are not even anywhere there. And we make these stupid kind of things, spoiling ourselves, spoiling the way the Dhamma should be. Not a good thing. And
no. See, what I heard from many teachers is that he has a lot of paramis, so he can afford to do that. But I didn't know that
this is exactly what I was telling him yesterday. He says, I have never heard about paramis required or not required. This is exactly what I told him yesterday. Any assistant teacher or most of the assistant teachers talk about parami. There is no need called as parami to do anything. Come into the Dhamma you require. Everything else is your effort. If paramis are required, then it becomes what? The Sattavada. Simple. That means it is deterministic. So instead of Ishvara, I am saying Parami, that's all. Oh, that's the only difference I'm making. So it is not Samana Magga. That means there's nothing called your effort. It is Parami is there, then it works. If Parami is not there, it won't work. As simple as that. Most easy. That's how I would take it. The word parami is from 2 words. Para, to move. Paramita, to move from this side to that side. Ittha bhava, anyatha bhava. From this shore to that shore, to be a Tathagata. We put everything under the sun in 3 categories in that indicated in the Titayatana Sutta. 1, Ishvaravada. 2, Karma. 3, this Akhiryavada. Okay? If I use Parmi, like somebody comes to my home, he's not able to meditate. Meditate as in watching the breath. I say, hey, you know what? You don't have Parmis. Most easy to say. I could have told him on the phone before he came here. That poor guy, like Amar, he has come all the way from Dallas. And then I will tell him, you know what? You don't have Parmis. What? I could have done that while he is talking on this Google Meet. I would have told him, Amarji, please don't come here because I don't see that you have Parmis. For that, he has to spend so many dollars come here, get a little bit of fever and all of that. No, would have stayed with his wife and enjoyed his life and with his 3 children. Why should he come here? Poor guy. If paramis were so important. Not at all. I can say, I don't know. That's a better answer than giving some lousy answer called paramis are not. What has parami got to do? In fact, I told somebody, next time you go to the retreat, if the assistant teacher tells you, you don't have paramis, ask him like this, sir, one question I had. Yes, go ahead. There are 10 paramis, which one I don't have? You will stump that fellow. Gone. He's gone. He's dead. Completely dead. That idiot doesn't have any answer. Except that he should look at your face like this. 10 paramis, tell me which one? Yes, Eric.
He would say the Aditana is not.
Aditana is not part of parami at all. I will tell you, if I go again to the retreat, I will just act like this and say, there are 10 paramis, which one? Basically. Sir, dana parami is, I have done dana. Sila parami is there, sir. I don't break any seal. Then Nekkhamma parami. Kanti parami is there. Virya parami is there. I will go till Upekka. I have all the paramis, sir. Now you tell me which one you saw I missed.
Yeah, but Aditana is one of the parami.
Yes.
Aditana of what? Tell me that. Aditana of what? Before Aditana, what comes? It is in linear. Now you tell me before Aditana, what comes?
Satcha.
Satcha. 4 noble truths I have seen. Then I am having Aditana. Which Aditana? Panya Aditana. Satcha Aditana. Chaga Aditana. Upasama Aditana. I will rip that guy in pieces. These are the 4 Adithanas.
But Vilashi, this when you talk about this paramis, like we don't have to talk about paramis, but many places Buddha says, it is C8 for noble path or 7 factors of enlightenment, and this all converge. Like the words are used in everywhere. So this has to be developed. That is what he said in many sutras.
Yes. It's like this.
Vilashi, what I'm saying, when you come into Buddha Dhamma, or when you come for a course or anything, it is not that when people say negatively that you don't know paramis, but you come in contact with Dhamma or meditation itself. You should have certain qualities.
Absolutely, I agree. To enter into Dhamma, you require parami. That is a must. But after I come to a course, what's parami have to do with? I have entered into your course. Let's say I am creating a retreat. People have come here. To come here, they require parami, agree. After coming here, if I repeat the same puppet, like one puppet show saying that you require parami means what? Means I don't know how to handle people. I don't know what problem they're facing.
No, see, you said parami is for coming there, it is required. But you also know that, just forget about the word parami. This all the things which is happening, it is not a constant thing, right? It has to be developed, right? It is not that for anybody to come in contact.
No, Bobby, it's like this.
It is fixed. That is enough.
No, wait. To get into Buddha Dhamma, you require a level of sila. Agree with me?
Yes.
So sila parami is there.
A level. It's not
a level
perfect.
Is there. Whether if somebody is even listening to a 1 hour podcast or a video of somebody, some Thero or somebody, some Bhante, some Ajan, he's interested in that, or some Sayadaw, or whatever it is, he will have Sila Parami. Not possible. has he not broken any sila? That's not a question. He has some sila parami. However, he can't. He can't even understand what that guy is saying. Forget about participating. Now he sees it again. He gets impressed. In fact, Buddha says in one sutta, you don't even require a teacher. Yourself get so much hooked onto it, you are on Dhamma. Have you not seen that sutta? There are 5 kinds. I've shared it, Bobby, when I did about Sotapanna. You had a question about Sotapanna. So I shared that and I also told you, you can do it yourself. If you're having so much of doubt in Sotapanna. So I created one web page and shared in that there is one.
Definitely I remember that. But what is the sutta you're saying about now?
No, I'll not say that. You please open that up and
No, not the name. What is that message you're saying?
5. That is, a person will find a teacher, the person will...
Oh, yeah.
Then last one, he says there is no teacher also, but he gets impressed by himself is also better.
Yeah, I remember that.
Good that you remember. Now, for doing that, there is sila required.
And he will meet, he might meet in somebody in Deva world or something, after that. Yeah.
Yes. So you require sila. Little bit of sila, not that he has to have the following sila. Panatipata he shouldn't. Adinna dana he should not. Musavada he should not. And then he should not do that suramere majjama. What about stealing? That's one thing he has to stop after getting into the... He will understand. That's it. So we might all have little bit of each one of them. So when we joined, we didn't have a good foundation. We slowly got into the foundation. Now, will you become a Sotapanna just by Sila? No. Absolutely not. You require experiential faith. So 25.1 to 25.10 explains how you should get faith. Let's say I get it. Now you don't tell me that it got because of my parmi. Bullshit. It came to me because I worked for it. Otherwise, it becomes karma. And Buddha says that's a stupid way of understanding. Or you'll say, oh, came from your past. Again, a wrong answer. Nothing like that.
Sorry. Is this karma theory, you said that 3 thing in Tridayana Sutta, karma thing, what I understood is people get negligent, because they think that everything coming from the past. But it doesn't mean, Buddha always encourages, yeah, definitely this has a connection, but whatever you have to do at the present is more important.
It's intention, nothing to do. Please, let's not misrepresent Buddha's statement.
Yeah, intention.
Chetana aham bhikkave kammam vadami. Just if you have a intention to harm, it will affect. There is a kamma vipak. If you have an intent of metta, also there is a kamma vipak. So anything that has a kamma vipaka is called loki. Anything that doesn't have a kamma nor the kamma vipaka is lokuttara. Now from lokiya, we have to get into lokuttara. So from the akusala, we have to come to kusala, which is lokiya. From the lokiya, we have to transcend to lokuttara. When there is no karma, because there is no sankharas. Sabba sankhara samatho will cut off all the karma at the root. Sabba sankhara samato, sabbupadi patinisag, tanhakhay virago. So there is no positive attachment, there is no negative attachment. They are gone. Then the Vedana is complete. Because the Vijnana has let go of both the Vedana more of it tomorrow. It's already 10 o'clock. But it's a good discussion. Not tomorrow. Tomorrow is Saturday, Monday.
Yeah.